The next signpost is called a tough question. In a tough question, a character asks a tough question that reveals his or her concerns or inner conflict. I'm going to highlight that. And inner conflict, we've talked about story elements for many years as you've started reading and learning about how to identify story elements. And inner conflict is when a character has to make a decision, a tough decision. It might be a big moral decision. And so we see the character ask himself or maybe someone else a difficult question. When I see the character ask that question, it should make me stop and analyze what I've read. What does this question make me wonder? What does it tell me about the character? Answering this question helps the reader make a prediction or identify a conflict within the story. And so I would like for you to highlight that. All of these signposts are going to tie back to different elements of our story. So for this one, I'm looking for a conflict and a specific kind, which is an inner conflict. So when we looked at Tuck Everlasting, when you read it last year, thinking about Jessie's proposition about drinking the water, Winnie says, or thinks to herself, when she was 17, would she? And if she did, would she be sorry afterward? As I see this question, it makes me stop and think. What does it make me wonder about? It makes me wonder how strongly Winnie feels about Jessie. At her age, she can't possibly be in love with him, but does she love the Tucks enough to want to stay with them forever? We see that she has a very adventurous soul. Would she miss her own family? Would she want to start a family with Jessie? And how could a child even begin to think answers to these kinds of questions? Winnie has to decide what to do. That's her inner conflict. And as the reader, I have to pay attention to how she's going to resolve this, because that's going to be an important event in the story. After you've taken notes in your notebook about the Tuck Everlasting example, you're going to go to the next slide in the blend space and watch the next video and explain how that video shows a tough question. What is that character trying to deal with within himself or herself?